Okay, I'm here with Coach Carl Calhoun, and thanks for joining, Coach. I just wanted to get this going a few years back, but this is the first time we had a chance to catch up.
Yeah, yes, sir.
So the big
Uh,
thing that I wanted to talk about first is let me start out with the scheduling of this year. So one of the big things that was added to the schedule this year was an out-of-state team, which was Creekside out of Georgia. How did that come about?
well, first of all, Don, I appreciate you having me on, man. Your support of our program is always astronomical, and just thank you for everything you've done for our program and broadcast us. Great to be here. Uh, well, to be honest, it come about because it's hard to get somebody to play us in the area. Sorry, my daughter in the back.
Oh, no
That's
problem.
kind of a little tough to find in the area, but also I wanted to get Seminole more of a national stage and play a team from surrounding states and kind of see what's out there. And I got with Flow Sports. I get with him when it's hard for me to find games, and he'll kind of connect us with a national game. That's the reason we played Chaminade back in 21. We couldn't
Yeah,
find a
yeah.
game, so that situation came up again, and Creekside was willing to play, and that's how that came about.
That's good. And is Creekside going to be going forward next year, or is it just a one-time thing?
Yeah, so the goal is to go there next year. We're
Okay.
planning to do that. We have to look at our financial situation, obviously, but the
Yeah.
goal is to go play them week 1 in Georgia next year.
Nice, nice. Good. So yeah, so that first game, and just to backtrack, since I started changed the format a little this year, I'm a little late getting the podcast.
No,
So
no
the
worries.
so the first thing with the Creekside game, I thought our defense did a great job. The defense kept us in the game a lot of the time. Talk a little bit about the defense this year and how you think they're doing.
Well, yeah, going into the halftime, it was 9-0. We gave up a safety on special teams and then gave up one touchdown and a half. So the defense, man, it's a senior-led defense. Those guys has been there, been playing for a while. Guys have stayed together, and they're a tough-nosed group. Coach Carney, defensive coordinator, does a great job getting the guys together, and obviously everybody else in the defensive staff. So these guys are just hungry. They're player-led. They get on each other. They show up early. They're very smart. They're very attentive. And I think if you come to our games and individuals see, they've starting to really hit their stride. They haven't given up a touchdown in the last 2 games. So really feeling really good about that. Like I said, even Heritage game, it was 9. They put up 9, but the defense didn't give up any points.
Yep.
So the defense is very stagnant. They're very stout, stingy, and they play as a unit. And I'm very proud of those guys.
Yeah, it was good to see because I think towards the end of the game, since the offense was struggling a bit to get some points on the board, defense spent a lot of time on the field. So I think toward the end, the big offensive line from Creekside kind of warmed down a little bit, but that's going to happen when
Hmm.
you're always on the field. So yeah.
Hmm.
So the next game that we played was against Heritage, and you kind of mentioned it a little bit. I thought the big thing for that game was the offense started to convert, which was very good. So it was a
Yes.
14-9 game, and like you said, the 9 points that they got was on a fumble recovery into the end zone, and then also it was the safety. But other than that,
Exactly.
the defense didn't give up any points. And
Right.
sometimes I look to this side or that side because I got 3 monitors, so I'm kind of
No, you
just
good.
to let you
You
know.
good, man. You
So
good,
yeah,
man.
so on that one, the big thing was I thought the running backs they had a good game on that. Talk a little bit about the running backs.
Uh, first of all, I think we have one of the best running back rooms around. Deshaun Watkins obviously was injured that game, and so we're hoping that we get him back after we see what's going on with his elbow with the MRI. Devarian Jefferson came over from transfer from Lyman, runs very hard, and then Kimari Freeman is another good one in the backfield. So those 3 seniors that can carry the load. We have a huge offensive line. Obviously, we had some injuries there, but we're starting to get those guys back. So very proud of how those guys went. We want to create an identity with our offense. We want to pound the rock, and we feel like we got the backs to do it. And feel like we have our offensive line to do it as well.
Yeah, what I was impressed on for Devarian was he's quick.
Oh
When he
yeah, oh
hits
yeah,
when he hits those holes, he's fast. So that
very
was good to
fast.
see. Yeah.
He's a
So
10-5 guy in the 100. So we're lucky to have that.
yeah, that's good, and you can see it when he's going through those holes, and it seems like he
Yeah.
moves good, and his vision is good too. So that's always good.
Yeah, I'm telling you. All right.
So the other thing that I wanted to talk a little bit about was after that uh, game, the next game we had was the Lyman game.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew the Lyman game was going to be good because we were going to be able to, the defense was going to be able to get a lot of work that game. And it was a 55 to nothing win, which was good. And you were able to rest a lot of the starters early and the running clock.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the running game was good in that game. Talk about what you think the offense, how the offense from the first game to that game uh, basically started to move the ball better.
Well, I think it started with execution. Blocking the right people. Taking the right lanes, making the right reads. I think those are things that we were struggling on to start off, and also think just the type of teams that we played to come out the gate. Might have halted how we wanted to start off. But the good thing is the guys just came out and executed. I think they came out and wanted to play. We challenged the offense to limit the turnovers, to progressively move the ball, and keep the defense off the field. That was our goals, and I feel like they did that. We were able to run it. We were able to get to the edge. We were able to use our speed and get out in the open. So that kind of was good with that. I was very proud of the offense for staying aggressive, and I think that's the thing that we wanted to do, of not going three and out, but sustaining those drives, continuing to move the ball, continue to stay positive, and I think that's what it was, and I think it translated to the scoreboard.
Yeah, definitely. And we talked a little about injuries. I won't go into detail on how many injuries, but coming into this season, there was a lot of injuries that you had to deal with. Talk a little bit about what it takes because you had some defense guys going over to the offense. Talk a little bit about what you had to do for this, at least the first couple games of the season.
Well, yeah, we're not gonna specify how many or who, but we definitely had some injuries that we didn't count on, and some happened early on in June, kind of doing summer workouts. Some happened at camps, and the thing that hurt us the most was a lot of them were in the trenches, which is where games are won. But basically, we're Seminole. As hard as it sounds, we want everybody available. But football is a dangerous sport. It happens. So what you got to do is make sure the guys behind them are ready. We've been fortunate enough to have young guys not play like young guys. They had to play up and get ready. So we have a lot of sophomores out there. We got a lot of young guys out there and it's going to help us in the long run because these guys are getting that game time experience. And then I think the way they built their confidence up when these guys do return, they still have the mentality like I'm the starter, which is great,
Yeah.
because it creates competition, it creates depth, and that's what you need going into the playoffs, and that's always our goal. So what you do though is you prepare the next guy. You prepare the guy that's two like he's the one. You prepare the three like he's the two. And
Yeah.
when you do those things, when their number is called, their name is called, they aren't shell shocked. And it's not the first time they have to go out there. So we've tried. My coach has done a great job of getting those guys prepared, and they know when their numbers are called, they'll be ready.
Yeah, which is great. One thing I like about the way you run the program, and even the coaches before that run the program, God, I'm saying my age here, but 2001 was the first time that I got involved with Seminole. So
Wow.
when I moved from Massachusetts, but even back then and now, the way that you guys are running the program, it's injuries aren't an excuse, and I like to see that. So basically, what happens is if there's injuries, it's always the next man up, and
Yes,
that's
sir.
good to see. Sometimes the people don't know the injuries, so they'll kind of on the next game they'll be like, "Oh, Seminoles nothing," but we
Hmm.
know the injuries going on, and we just don't. You just don't use that for excuses.
You
Uh,
can't. You can't.
yeah,
We It's easy to go out there and make the excuses, and it does hurt, when you lose a certain guys that you count on. But no one cares about your situation you're going through. You got to go out there and still play the football game, and we've learned that. And we've dealt with it this season more than the previous seasons I've been here, but I think it's just a testament to what's going on. And like I said, we're building the strength and building the depth, within these injuries. Now, when these guys come back, we start to hit this stretch of these big games, these district games. That's when you kind of want the guys back. So we got the injury bug a little bit, but we're never going to use it as an excuse of why we're winning or losing football games.
That's a good segue into the district. So this year we got a little competition in the district. It was us and Lake Mary the past couple years, but looks like from the transfers that can't come in on Lake Brantley's got a good team that they've shown so far. New coach coming over. What's your thoughts on the transfer? I know back in the day, in order to build up a program, a lot of times you just had to do it from within. But now with the transfers, I don't want to say it's a little easier, but it's sometimes with the transfers it can be a team from one year can be down and then the next year they're right up. So talk a little about that. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I definitely agree. I think Seminole County football is continuing to be a standard in Florida. I think it's a lot of great talent. Even Haggerty is coming out the gate, putting up a lot of points as well. So definitely, Krushek's a great coach at Lake Brantley. He's done a great job, with those guys. They have a terrific quarterback in Jackson Stryker that's really good. Obviously, we know about Lake Mary and some of them other guys. So the transfers. Um, I think Florida is something you have to just deal with now. It's open. They can go wherever they want, and if the situation is better for a kid, then that's good for them. And same thing if guys want to come to us, which we've never been a hotbed of transfers to Seminole. I think last year was the first year we actually had like kids come in, but overall, it don't matter to me. I coach who's there. I coach against
Yeah,
who we're
definitely.
playing against, and whether they got 10 transfers, 30 transfers, 50 transfers, you still got to go out there and play football. I'm an old school of developing talent. So whatever talent that comes to us, we want to develop them, whether they came to us as a freshman or came to us as a junior. But that's always been Seminole staple. We get these kids that no one knew about, and all of a sudden the next year, now you know about them, and then they leave and you think it's someone else. And now we got this kid who's been here. He played Sanford Pop Warner. He played up, and now he's ready to go. So it doesn't bother me. It's the age of where we're at now in Florida football, Florida high school football, and you just got to adapt and realize it. You may have kids come to you. You may have kids leave. It's just how do you build the standard of your program? And if you stay true to your values, I don't think anything matters for what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I like to say Seminole always reloads. We don't necessarily. I don't remember recently having to rebuild, so that's always good.
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously transition, it goes way back. Obviously, I played at Seminole, but that stretch from Don Stark in 2016, back through obviously Coach Eric Lodge, who showed me and told me more things than I can ever say, and then transitioning when I took over, we haven't had more than 2 regular season losses in the regular season since 2015. I don't think that's by accident. I think that's by structure of the program, and I think it's by developing talent. And when you get those guys ready, as freshmen, sophomores, and they're young and now they're ready to play, that's how you build a program. And you're not dependent on, receiving these different guys to come in to help uplift you. You just build your guys up, and you got, continuity throughout. So we've taken pride in developing our guys and keeping them in the program and showing them better things.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's been like that for some years now. So since the 2008 championship is when it kind of started in that way.
Oh yeah, good times.
So looking forward, we got Monarch coming up on Friday. What do
Yep.
you see from Monarch? What kind of team are they?
Monarch is a team that has explosive playmakers on the outside. They always have a great crop of receivers. They're well coached. Me and Coach Davis, he's the head coach there. We've been kind of drawing back and forth a little bit about the game, so gonna be very excited with that. They have a stingy defense. They're gonna get in odd. They're gonna switch back to even. They're gonna play man. They're gonna challenge you. And they're a good football team. We're looking for them to come. And last year we won in the last seconds. So we're looking for another good game this year, but. They're making a trip, and they're very confident, but so are we. So we're ready, but they are they are a good football team, and they've played some tough teams to start their schedule, so they're pretty battle tested coming to Seminole.
Yeah, that's this year's schedule, just like last year's. There's not many games that you have where you can kind of take the foot off the gas. You got Lake Wales and then Lake Brantley and then Lake Mary, all those teams, and then Spruce Creek and then Booker out of Sarasota. All those teams, you're not going to be able to take the foot off the gas. So, how do you kind of, with the kids, get them to realize that, hey, every game is going to be a tough game?
Well, it's getting them to understand that practice has to be tough like a game. We really attacked this week and told them worry about attacking the day and not attacking, the game day. You gotta attack Monday, you gotta attack Tuesday, you gotta attack Wednesday before you worry about attacking Friday. So our mentality here has been taking one day at a time. We know what our schedule holistically is, but we want to take it 1 week, and the 1 week is Monarch. So all our focus is on that, and that's the only thing we're thinking about. So obviously those district games are extremely important, and we know how we treat the district games. But we don't want to ever look ahead. We don't overlook any opponent. Everybody in front of us is able. Everybody in front of us is capable of playing good football, and that's what we want to focus on. So you get the guys ready, like I said, by attacking the day, um, understanding their assignment each week, understanding the situation each week, and just take it like that. We keep going and letting the guys know how important it is.
That's good. Yeah. So thanks for doing this. Basically, I wanted to get, I think we talked about doing this going forward
Oh, of
after the
course, no
games.
issue.
So it was good to have you on, and I appreciate you taking the time out.
Of
So
course.
I'll be there on Friday, and we'll talk more.
Well, once again, Don, I appreciate you more than you know, man. Thank you for everything. And I definitely love doing this. And anytime you need me, man, I'm free to do it.
That's good. Thanks.
All
All
right, man.
right.
You have a good one.
Talk to you later. Thanks, Coach.
All right, man.